Hello everyone, and thank you for your interest in Nanalysis Benchtop NMR spectrometers. My name is Paul, and I'm an application chemist here at Nanalysis. Today, I will show you how to set up and run a T2 CPMG experiment on our 60 MHz instrument. In this example, I will show you how to determine the T2 time of a water sample doped with a relaxation agent. To run a CPMG experiment, the first thing you're going to want to do is run a regular 1D. This 1D experiment is used to adjust the gain, phase, and baseline, as well as to select the signal of interest of which you want the T2 time. To do this, just go to Observe Nucleus and select 1H, Lock Nucleus will be selected at 2H, Solvent will be D2O, and our experiment will be set to 1D. We can then go to experimental settings and further refine our parameters. For this water sample, we're going to use a spectral width of 20 ppm, 2K number of points, a scan delay of 1 second, 1 scan, as well as a spectral center of 5 ppm. Depending on your signal of interest and the sample that you're using, you're going to want to modify these parameters. What's important is that you have a decent SNR as well as the signal of interest is within your NMR spectrum. After all these parameters are set, we can just go back to the main menu by pressing Done, and then we can select Go to start our experiment. After acquiring your 1D spectrum, you can move to the Process tab. This will allow you to phase and baseline your spectrum as needed. Once you're done processing your spectrum, you can move to the Analyze tab. Select Integrate, and this will bring up the Auto Integration. By selecting Auto, you'll bring it to Manual Integration. Select Add, and choose the left and right bounds of your signal. Once you're finished selecting your signal of interest, you can press Done to go back to the main menu. There's no need to save this NMR spectrum, as the software will retain all the information you need to do. Now, we will change our experiment from 1D to T2 CPMG. Once this experiment is selected, go into the Experimental Settings menu. For this experiment, almost all the parameters are the same. The only thing that we need to change is the scan delay and the minimum total time. For scan delay, you will want to set this to 5 times the T1 value. If you don't know the T1 value for your sample, please pause this video, run the T1 experiment, and come back for the next steps. If you do not know how to run a T1 experiment, please check out How to Run a T1 Experiment that we have previously posted. The minimum total time that you'll need to use for this experiment needs to be optimized so that we observe at least 80% decay in the signal. In this experiment, we're going to set the minimum total time to 4 times the T1 value. The T1 time of this sample is about 2 seconds, so our minimum total time will be set to 8 seconds, and our scan delay will be set to 10 seconds. After adjusting these values, we can go to the main screen and press Go. The T2 CPMG experiment will result a graph that looks like this. Once again, we want to ensure that our minimum total time allows for at least 80% decay. So we'll go up to the first point in the top left-hand corner. We can look at the y-axis value to determine the initial value. This value is 0.74. After determining this value, we can go to the second point in the bottom right-hand corner. This value is 0.01. In this scenario, we have more than enough decay present and there's no optimization required. The T2 CPMG result is displayed on the screen as shown. If not enough decay is present, you will need to increase the minimum total time. If you would like to know more about experiments that can be performed on our instrument, please visit our website or email us. We'd be more than happy to discuss this further. Thank you.